unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Right, and these churches, these Christian churches, these Catholic churches, all they preach is about, he said he's coming back with a sword, man.
What's that?
Go ahead, brother.
Amos 5:18.
Go ahead.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Right, and these churches, these Christian churches, these Catholic churches, all they preach is about the coming of the Lord. The Jehovah's wickedness, they even show on their pamphlets, they get all nations joining together, holding each other lovely and cuddling. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, man. You ain't got no idea what the Lord's going to do when he comes back here, man. You people talk about the Lord's coming back, the Lord's coming back. Listen, if the Lord was going to come back for love, why would he have to destroy this place, man? If he wanted to make love on this place, on this planet as it is, he wouldn't have to destroy it, man. A nation of people has to go down before the righteous men have to get put in place, man. Two kings can't sit on the same throne. This is Esau's kingdom. He's the king in this kingdom. Even though the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, but he set up Esau to rule his kingdom right now, man. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Right, and we're going to tell you, man, give me Proverbs 1:6. And we're going to tell you, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Contrary to what you people have been told, when the Lord Yahawa BaHaSham Yahawashi comes back here, he's coming back here, there's going to be bloodshed, there's going to be death, there's going to be destruction on this planet, man. Right. And you ain't hearing it from nobody else but the servants of the Lord, the true servants of the Lord. You go to these damn churches, they're going to tell you it's all about love. There's no love in the world, man. Hold me Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. There ain't no damn love in the world right now, man. The whole world's at war. But they're going to sit there and tell you love one another. How can you love somebody when there's no love on the planet? Especially by the so-called white man. He's the harbinger of death. He reaps, he rapes, he robs, he destroys, he drops bombs, he kills, he steals. That's all the so-called white man's known for. Just ask the Native American Indians. But these devils won't act like they got clean hands. We don't know nothing about that. Now they're going to try to take the Atlantic slave trade out of the Bible. You ask these people on the sign about the Atlantic slave trade, they got no idea. But the so-called white man walks around like he's innocent, man. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he's going to be put in chains, and after 1,000 years, he's going to be put to death, man. Thus saith the Lord. I want Proverbs 1:6.
It's Proverbs 1:6.
Go ahead.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation,
go ahead.
The words of the wise and their dark sayings.
The words of the wise and their dark sayings. You're not going to hear these words that we're telling you in the streets of the church, in the churches, I should say. You ain't going to hear these words in these congregations that people going from door to door, knocking on houses, knocking on doors, smiling. Have you accepted Jesus Christ in your life? That's what they tell you. The Lord said this, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. You think you can go and create all kinds of wickedness throughout your lifetime, then all of a sudden turn yourself over to the Lord? All right, Lord, I done lived my life wickedly, now I'm just going to give you myself. The Lord got his eye on you devils, man. The whole heap of you. Go ahead, read on what you got. Let's put on that.
All right. Ecclesiastes 3:1.
Go ahead.
To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Now, give me real quick, give me Proverbs 11:1 before we get into that. Give me Proverbs 11:1 because we got to sew this up together. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs 11:1.
Go ahead.
A false balance is an abomination to the Lord.
Right. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Okay? The Lord is a just weight, man, and the scriptures tell you that. So you can't have love throughout the whole world without having hate. And that's why we're going to get into the book of Ecclesiastes, because we're going to go through it, we're going to break this thing down, and it's going to explain why the Lord is not a false balance. Read on that.
But a just weight is his delight.
Right, but a just weight is the Lord's delight. So you got to have one, and in order to have one, you have to have the other, man. You got a lot of people coming up, oh, why do you guys hate, and why do you guys preach so much anger? Because we're in the time of anger, man. We're in the time of hate. We're in the time of war, of death, and killing and destruction, man. Not by our hands, but the so-called white man has been doing that throughout the whole world, man. for years. And that's why the servants of the Lord are waiting upon the Lord, man. All right, let me go. We're going to come right down the line. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 15.
Go ahead.
So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another.
2 and 2, one against another. This is balance we're talking about, man. The Lord's a just weight. It's a perfect weight. The Lord is just in all his works. Some will say, why would the Lord do something like that? Because he can do it, and he's a just power. The Lord said, I kill it, and I make it alive. That's a just power, man. Go ahead. That's on that, what else called? Yeah, let me finish this right quick. Yep, go ahead. Proverbs 11 and 1, did you finish that?
Yeah, I can keep going.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
11 and 2, Proverbs 11 and 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom.
Right, with the lowly is wisdom. That's why when we come out here, we speak those dark sayings, man. We speak these dark proverbs because we're speaking wisdom. Wisdom cries without. She uttered her voice in the streets, man. And that's why we're out in the highways and byways doing what we're doing. And it's ordained by the spirit and power of Yahawa BaHaSham Yahawashi, man. A lot of these guys around here aren't even considered about the power of the Lord, man, and the anger of the Lord, and fearing the Lord, man. They want to party and bullshit and go around and get on tour buses. You know, where we're coming into the time of the Passover, you're going to see a lot of these wicked dudes doing all kinds of nonsense on the Passover. If you read Exodus the 12th chapter, the Lord, he deals and tells you how to hold this thing, man. How it's done in haste. You got cats having dating matches at the Passover, dancing and having fucking sing-off competitions. The Lord said, you got to gird up your shoes and be ready, man. Be ready to move. Because the death angel's coming, man. And this is why a lot of people fall out right about this time. It's that sifting that the brothers were going into earlier. Okay? But going back to that just weight and that just power, the Lord is not bullshitting, man. We out here and we giving it to you straight. Nobody on this planet is going to give it to you like the brothers of Great Millstone from the head apostles on down. There's few brothers out there as well, but this is where the Lord has rested his hat, so to say, man. Go ahead.
On the back of your parcel, you said about the Passover.
Yep.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 3. Sorrow is better than laughter,
that's right.
For by sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Right, sorrow is better than laughter. Now going back to the Passover, when you do the Passover and you eat that bitter herb is to be eaten so brothers can test how strong they are, man. That bitter herb is to put you in remembrance of what we have went through back in the ancient times, man. You got brothers eating the bitter herb and shooting it like potato chips, making, oh, this ain't nothing. It ain't about that, man. This is about the torture we went through coming through Egypt, man. That's what that bitter herb is about. That's what the Passover is about. If you brothers have, before your Passover, you have a quick sit-down lesson, let that go, you know, let that be that. You break out some scriptures, edify, because that's what we're all about here at Great Millstone. It's edifying, man. Telling the world, letting the world know. We're wiping our hands clean of the blood of all those who want to be ignorant. You can't say you was never told or you was never warned. You can't say nobody came to you and tried to give it to you, man. But the Lord hardened your heart and stiffened your neck. So that's going to be on you, man. Go ahead.
Quick precept, man.
Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 54, 53 and 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrow and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised and we esteemed him not.
That's right. A man acquainted with grief, man. When the Lord said this in Jude 1 and 5, I therefore will put you back in remembrance. You got it? Go, bring it up, brother.
In Jude 1 and 5, I will therefore put you in remembrance. Though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not.
Right, and afterward destroyed them that believe not. But once again, he's putting us back in remembrance, man. Okay? If you ain't put that blood above your doorpost, that death angel was coming in to destroy you, man. These are the things you gotta meditate and think about when we hold our Passovers. They're a solemn assembly. They're a serious assembly, man. And a lot of you devils out there, you make mockery of the Lord's Passover, man. Out there dancing and singing and fucking shucking and jiving. The Lord's gonna put all y'all to death. And Lord willing, he put you to death on the Passover, man. Them death angels come right through and sweep that whole, put the whole bezel on y'all, sweep you all right out the door, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold me, Ecclesiastes, 2nd Ezra 9:1. I want to go here with Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. Start at 1.
Ecclesiastes 3:1.
Go ahead, brother.
It's like it, man. These people, they act like the Passover is Academy Awards or the Grammys. It's not that, man. Like the brother was saying, it's a solemn assembly. It's an assembly celebrating escaping death. That's what it is. It's about escaping the death angel. Because if you didn't put the blood on the post of the door and on the lintel of the window, the death angel came in there and was taking the firstborn. It wasn't a show or a production like the Grammys, people handing out awards. But that's what